and welcome to the Celestial Tarot. This is a tarot reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, or if you have Aquarius very prominently in your chart, for September 2018. So the way that this tarot reading is going to work is I'm going to place 5 cards on the left, and those are going to represent your personal self this month, Aquarius, in September. So it's going to represent your intentions, your desires, where you're focused, what you want out of life this month, where your emotions are at, anything pertaining to you, particularly, on an internal level or on a feeling level. But then on the right side, I'm going to put 5 cards that represent your external world. So this could manifest as opportunities, results, of anything, certain outcomes, how people are behaving, how you see them behaving in your external world. So how they're, moving around you, everything that's going on around you, even with your environment and circumstances, it's all going to be there. And the reason that I do this is it's largely a law of attraction based kind of reading. So, sometimes we have things that we're focused on inside, but on the outside we're confused about why we're seeing certain things, and it's all because, in the external world, things are acting as a reflection of us internally. So if you do find anything that may be kind of difficult, that's manifesting externally, that is some kind of subconscious aspect of you that will need paying attention to and integrating in this particular month. So, it helps people to understand themselves better as well, helps you to see what areas you need to focus on, what ignored or suppressed aspects of yourself you need to acknowledge. And that even works, with positive things. So anything that we have integrated, anything that is going on well inside of ourselves, let's say, we have a good amount of self-worth, that will also be reflected to us externally. So that'll manifest as positive events and all the like. So I'm going to start off with this deck, and we're going to choose 5 cards for you personally this month that represent your internal world and even your actions. So your first card, Aquarius, for September, we get the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, she is somebody, who guards the, underworld from, the normal world, basically meaning, the guardian of the subconscious mind. And she is associated with the moon as well. So the planet, the moon in astrology terms. And, she is, people like to refer to her as, somebody who holds secrets. But it's not necessarily a secret. It's just the subconscious, the things that we don't know about ourselves, that we haven't seen or focused on or paid attention to. But it is all there. It is all there for the seeing. And interestingly enough, one of the ways that manifests is, with our emotions, aka the moon. So our emotional reactions that we experience, those reveal sort of anything that is so-called hidden, in the subconscious mind. It is all there for, viewing. It's just a case of whether you want to look at it or not. So I see that, this month you may be dealing with certain emotional cycles, emotional reactivity, things that you need to look at with your subconscious. Maybe certain patterns that are unhealthy, that you don't enjoy anymore, that aren't serving you. But also, it could represent emotional sensitivity, and even on a positive note, the feelings of nurturing and security and familiarity home, foundation, everything associated with the moon, and even Cancer. So, you know, that may be what you are focusing on, but we will see what the rest of the cards say about that. You could also be retreating a little this month. Maybe you just need to get right with your emotions. Maybe you need to understand your direction better. Maybe you just feel the need to hide a bit. Which is funny because Aquarius is associated with, you know, social interactions and social networks and, you know, larger groups of people. So this looks like, you know, you focusing on the opposite end of the spectrum, which is Cancer, which is, you know, your private world, paying focus to that side of things, your roots. So the second card we get, wow, it is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is all about gaining strength for sure. So it's interesting, you know, that we mention in the High Priestess, trying to get right with ourselves and our emotions, trying to find our comfort, because the Three of Wands is about finding our strength and gaining vitality and, you know, becoming more optimistic and clear as well about, you know, a certain direction that we want to go in, who we are. It's definitely about trying to gain greater clarity on who we are and what we're building in the world. So both of these cards tell me, you know, that you are trying to get right with yourself, to understand something about yourself better, a personal desire, a personal want. You are trying to bring form to it. And that requires, you know, greater understanding and clarity. And so, you know, maybe if there is some kind of venture that you are going out on, that you want to bring form to, you are trying to understand it or yourself or you in relation to it better, and what you want. But in both of these cards we also get the desire to seek clarity, to understand, and to build a foundation. And it is an issue of, it is a personal issue. It is something related to what you want, what you desire, who you are. Even a personal vision or something that's close to home. So the third card, wow, we get the Strength card. So the Strength card is all about having the courage to follow your heart, being brave enough to stand up for yourself, having to gain your strength and vitality through following your heart and your joy. You know, it's not about doing what anyone else wants you to do. Sometimes we do have to do tough things and we do come up against people because the world isn't naturally set up for us to be able to follow, you know, our personal wants. So it will require some strength and understanding your own worth as well and your own value. So it is again interesting that we've got the High Priestess there, because these are issues of, how do you see yourself? How do you see your place in the world? What do you think you are worth? What do you think, based on what you know about yourself and what you desire? What is worth fighting for? What is worth standing up for and being courageous about, and building strength and talent and really being able to shine? Because again, the Three of Wands is about shining the light, and it could be a light of truth, of recognition, of praise, to understand better. I think you're trying to follow your heart a lot this month, Aquarius, in September. And that comes first by knowing yourself. So, the fourth card. Wow. We get the Nine of Cups. So, the Nine of Cups, this is all about being surrounded by abundance. And it's also the wish fulfillment card. So, any kind of deep longing desire that you had, you are trying to forge a way in its direction, and you may be feeling that abundance already in September. You maybe feel it coming in, and the Three of Wands is often referred to as the cards where your ship is coming in. This guy is seen as waiting for his ship to come in, and it may be that readiness that manifests it. But here you are reveling in certain material abundance, and even with relationships and people, and good food, entertainment, really enjoying yourself, receiving. And you could be quite optimistic as well. You may have a good support network around you that helps you to feel optimistic. The danger of the Nine of Cups is, of course, escapism. It is a Piscean card, and even, getting drunk and whatnot. But anything that allows you to express, abundance, as long as you don't feel guilty about it, it's going to be a good thing. So we're going to pick one final card. I like to pick these intuitively, so it does take a while, just whenever I feel ready to pick one. So your final card, amazing. We get the Seven of Pentacles. And this card is a card of just knowing that your pentacles are coming in. Whatever you've been wanting to manifest, whatever in the physical world you've been desiring, all it requires is some perseverance, and I see you are willing to put that in. You're willing to be patient. You're anticipating great rewards for a job well done. You are waiting to see the fruits of your labor. You are wanting to manifest something that is going to be sustainable and long-term, and you don't want to rush the process. You don't want to do, a half-done job. You don't want to make easy money. You want to make real money. You want real abundance, real wealth, whatever it is that you've been physically desiring. If it's an environment, a new place, a new job, you want it to be something that is real and rooted, that makes you feel secure and in foundation, something that is clear and allows expansion and isn't just a stagnant dead end kind of thing. You know that materials mean nothing unless they are something that are personally satisfying, and that is what you're seeking this month, Aquarius. And you want something that allows you to come into your own, something that helps you to demonstrate your purpose and your skill and your courage, your heart, something that connects you to people, and something that grows. So that is some fantastic energy for you there. I really hope you're able to stick with that intention and keep going, because it sounds really positive. So, that's one half of the equation, and now we are going to look at your external environment. So I've got another deck here. This is the Lisa Parker deck. I actually bought this deck by accident. I was meant to buy the I think it's the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I accidentally bought these. So I had to go back and buy the Wild Unknown Tarot deck again, but I think I confused my bookmarks and kind of just clicked order on Amazon, and I ended up with these ones. So, for some reason I feel like they were just meant to be in my life, and it feels like a really good deck as well. I do personally resonate with it for whatever reason, partly because they are smaller in size, which makes them easier to use. So whenever I feel ready, I'm going to pick a card for your external environment in September 2018. And we get the Page of Pentacles. It's called the Knave of Pentacles in this deck. So the Page of Pentacles is all about, learning something, studying something, maybe receiving new messages about anything practical, and learning how to make things happen, trying to master a craft even. In your external environment, it could be that you are receiving content which helps you to do that. With the Seven of Pentacles here, it feels like you're trying to manifest something practical and tangible. And in your external environment, you may be receiving the knowledge about that. You may be learning about it. Somebody may come along to teach you about it. Or you may even be studying your physical surroundings at this time, and maybe just waiting for something more to come in. Maybe you're learning something to help you change your physical surroundings or change a physical circumstance in your life, a money situation even. You may even see examples of people around you who are like that. There could be people around you teaching you what your own value and what your own worth is. Because, the Pentacles are to do with the earth signs, and Taurus, for example, is all about self-worth and value and possessions, and which is also linked to Venus, which is also about, beautiful surroundings. So the second card we get is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is somebody who is quick, straight to the point, inspired, motivated, ready to come in with a message. So again, these are court cards, and so I get the sense that they could be people in your external environment. There's one person studying, and earth is a slower moving energy, it's feminine, whereas the swords here, this is a very masculine energy. It's fast moving, it's assertive, And the Page of Pentacles is receptive, it's taking things in and learning and assessing. So, also the Page of Pentacles is all about learning, whereas the Knight of Swords is all about testing and putting things to the test. So maybe, you could have some kind of difficult character coming in who may even try to dissuade you from something or make you doubt something. Or they may just be really passionate about the thing that you're doing, and they may want to seek to get involved or be a part of it. But with the Knight of Swords, it is linked to Gemini, and sometimes the Gemini energy, particularly mixed with the fire which is associated with the Knights, it can be, straight to the point, harsh truth, harsh communication. And it might not necessarily be the most comfortable thing. And I feel like, if you are retaliating against that, that could be why you may retreat, into your own little private world and seek greater clarity and strength internally. Because you may have that kind of energy which causes, discomfort. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Particularly if, this energy is manifesting positively for you. So the third card we get is the Magician. Wow. So I definitely get the sense that you are seeing a lot of resources, possibilities, strategies, knowledge, just all of that kind of stuff available to you in the external world. And you may even see the Knight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles as those avenues. They may be people, they may be, certain business personalities that, you see as the opportunities, as the resources to be able to work through, to use, to learn from, to be able to make whatever it is that you want to happen. With the Magician, you've even got, a showman kind of vibe, and you may witness somebody. It could be online, it could be in real life, or at the workplace, a friend, anyone who may even, show you how to do something, will help you to see all the possibilities. But I think you are seeing a lot of opportunities available to you externally. You see a lot of open avenues. And you may feel like there's no limit, that you can do whatever it is from the ground up that you need to do. But we've also got quite communicative cards here too. So there could be a lot of communication coming in. But I do get the vibe that it is to help you to do something that you want to do, that you want to manifest. And your fourth card, wow, the Death card, another major arcana card. We've literally got, so far 4 major arcanas right here. So it seems like you're going through something really intense, I feel like, the Magician can also be related to a kind of trickster energy as well, which I feel like if you are retaliating against it, you may be needing the Strength card. But also with the Death card, this is endings. deaths and rebirths, the phoenix rising. It's related to Scorpio, and that could even be something quite emotional too. Something emotional that wasn't working out, and now you need to move forward. So something in your external environment could have you feeling like things are ending somewhere. Maybe, in this card in particular, you've got a lot of emphasis on time. The clock is ticking with something. A chapter is closing. And that, that kind of energy could have you retreating. Also, if there is something that is ending, this Seven of Pentacles could be you maybe waiting and trying to maintain your persistence with it, because maybe you do have hope that it isn't ending, but it does seem like it could be ending. The Magician here is a swift action taker, and so with the presence of the Knight of Swords too, it could be something that ends quite swiftly, quite quickly, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing that ends. It could just be that something has run its course, and while you may need time to heal from it and figure things out and gain greater clarity, there is also, because of that death, expansion to be had, and you may be focusing on the expansion. So we have one more card for your external environment. And we get, wow, the Hermit. That is, your fifth major arcana, and you've just gotten 3 in a row. That is some intense energy. So, it may be that something ends externally, and that could even be the result of maybe something isn't quite showy anymore, the way the Magician is. You've got certain things in your life where things are very obvious and overt and communicative and are happening. On the other hand, things are withdrawing from the scenery in your life. Things cannot be, it may be people kind of retreating, or somebody needs to go their own way, do their own thing. And that can feel like an ending. And if it is this, Knight of Swords energy that was once very showy, once, packed full of passion and enthusiasm, it may be the case that that person, if it is a person in your life, is going their own way now, and they need to find their own truth, and that means they are retreating, and that causes an ending with something. And maybe you have an emotional reaction to that. It's going to require your own strength and you being able to understand and see yourself to recover from that. But then you have so much positivity as well to focus on. And I would say, try not to become addicted to anything. If you are feeling a bit down about that, just try to cope. Try to get real with your emotions and focus on something to build and something positive and forward moving. Because sometimes, we can get stuck with endings and find it difficult to move forward. On the other hand, if you are moving in new expansive directions with a project or with work, it may be the time that something that wasn't working with regards to work is ending. One cycle is, going down. Maybe you're trying to seek what is hidden about that seek to understand it, seek, for information on why something is slowing down. But on the other hand, I see that you are really focused on moving in a new direction anyway. And you see those avenues, you see those potentials with the Magician and the Knight of Swords and the the Page of Pentacles. You see those opportunities regardless of anything that may be ending. So those were a bunch of meanings that I was able to glean from that. Do let me know in the comments, Aquarius, how this works out for you. I would love to know. And I hope to see you in next month's reading for October. Thank you so much for listening.